Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Otis Smith. Today, I got a treat for you guys. I call him an unsung comedian. You seen him on BET Comic View. You seen him on Who Got Jokes. You also seen him on Puff Daddy's Bad Boys of Comedy. I'm talking about the funny man, the straight in your face comedy, Shawn Morgan. How you doing, sir?
What's good there? What's good? What's good? What's good? So is
Appreciate
this
you.
clean? That's what I guess we should have asked that first, right?
Hey man, you say what you want to say.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was just making sure.
You
'Cause
say what?
I wish
Listen.
I wish they could see what I see with this old ass picture you found. I was like 19. I'm 73 years old. Where did you find that? Like somebody just posted a picture of me today on the
Uh,
flyer, and I was mad as hell. I said, all these new wonderful pictures I got, you gonna put this old ass, I'm drunk as hell like this on.
well, you know, just about everybody I bring on the show, I always go back and go get a picture. And then sometimes they'll say, damn, who is that? Where you get that picture from?
Right, yeah, and that's literally how I just was. I didn't like
How did you? I want to start from the beginning. What made you choose comedy as a career? Like, what made you say, I'm gonna do this?
it. It was I I I was like a kid. As a kid, I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer.
Okay.
So as a kid, something that a lot of people don't know is I used to sing and dance, and then my voice changed, and so then I could not sing anymore. This is
Okay.
the throat I was stuck with. So I knew that I still wanted to entertain, and so watching Martin, watching Eddie Murphy Raw, and then growing up with Janice McCullough, Bernie's daughter, we went to high school together. That
Okay.
only solidified it. So I was able to talk to him and see what was the ins and outs of everything, and then kind of go from there, And the rest is history.
It's funny you said that about your voice because I used to tell people all the time. I say, yeah, I was in the church choir. I used to sing with my boy from Jagged Edge, Wingo, and they like, yeah, but he could sing. I say, well, you know, I used to be able to do that, man. But then I was in this car accident. I was in this car accident, hit my throat on the steering wheel, messed up my vocal cords, so I had to do something.
Yeah, the DOC. See, they don't understand that. I understand it was the whole DOC.
Yeah, see, so you understand. What was it like for you at a young age? What was you feeling when you started hitting those comedy shows like Who Got Jokes and Comic View and all that? Was you like, yeah, you arrived, or you just felt like I'm on my way, or you just in the grind at the time?
Well, honestly speaking, it all came so fast. Like
Okay.
people don't realize how young I really was when all of that was transpiring. You know what I mean? Like, legit. Um, when I did Comic View for the first time, I'd only been a comedian a year,
Wow.
and so Bad Boys of Comedy, first year, 5 years in. Who Got Jokes, 7, 8 years in. So I did everything kind of quickly. And so a lot, people think that I've been in 22 years.
Right.
But a lot of people think that I'm a little bit older than I am because everything's so quick. Like, I'll see you 30 years ago. Like, yeah, I was only 21, so yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Will you? I should have had you on, man, because I saw your stand up on Who Got Jokes, and when I went back and played, I said, man, I should have had him on when I did Patrice Lovely, who played on Love Thy Neighbor, plays Hattie, Miss Hattie.
Okay. Okay.
It's an old president thing. Her and I was doing talking about running for president, and I saw your
right.
and I saw your thing.
I still do that bit, even though we had a black president. But I publicly say that I didn't think Obama was black enough. Like when he won the second time and he knew he could not win again,
right.
That little bit of nigga should have came out. Like he should have lit up a Newport at the second inauguration. He should have been like, you know what I'm saying? Started from the bottom, now you hear it playing in the background. Like, fuck, what can you do? What can you do? I done won twice. I can't win no more.
Hey,
I'm gonna smoke these 12s. He should have been hooping in do-rags. He should have did all that shit. I would have did it.
Well, you know, he started doing a couple of black stuff. Like, you ever notice on the debates, he would never, you know, every time they tried to move on to another topic, he'd be like, hold on, hold. And you know how we are, black people. Look, let me address that. Let me address that. And then when he had them come to the White House for a beer, I said, okay, little black slipping out on him.
Yeah. That's what he should have did all that shit. He should have had a Heineken. They should have been barbecuing. I don't know why they didn't have a barbecue at the White House. That'd have been the best.
Now you knew Michelle was black because when he won the first time, she brought her mama. You know, black people, we ain't gonna just have anybody watching our children.
Right.
Michelle was like, come on, mama, we going to the White House.
Right. You damn right. Yes, they thought you supposed to. I would have had the whole family in there too. It's enough room. We'd have told them Lincoln and George Washington bedrooms. It'd have been all kind of black people DNA.
You'd have had your family reunion there. Like, oh no, don't worry about it. We do it up here.
It's our house for 4 years. You know how black people are. We're horrible tenants. We fuck everything up. The property value of the White House would have went down if it was some real black people in there.
Tell me, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The government gonna pay for all this. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about tearing that up. Don't even worry about
that part. Absolutely. We tearing all that shit up. There's all kinds of stains and spots and shit in the carpet. They're like, man, we can't wait to get these niggas up out here.
Would you paint it?
Oh no, I wouldn't have painted it. Because
I'm talking about inside, not outside. I'm talking about inside.
I wouldn't have painted it because I want my security deposit back. I don't want my deposit back. So I ain't touching nothing until they say I don't get my little deposit back. You know how then we got to run.
Yeah. What did you learn from the great Bernie Mac? I know you was kind of up on his tutelage. What stuff did he give you to keep going?
The biggest thing he taught me was, and I didn't get it as a young kid, was the funnier you are, the less you work. So I didn't understand that ideology as a child. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? So Bernie was, it was all God, right? Because they were kind of trying to stifle him a little bit too, if you recall. Yeah. And that's what made that powerful moment when he was on the Kings of Comedy. He knew it. He had that mic. And he said, so you scared of me? Y'all ain't gonna let me in? Because that was the perfect shit he could have done in that situation. And they had to let him in at that point. But he told me that all that kind of shit comes with funny, all that, the funnier you are, the less you work. He taught me that. He taught me how, it's not easy being popular. Everything that he said came to fruition as far as my career is concerned. Like, the first thing he said to me, I swear it was funny because me and him used to like watching wrestling. And when I told him I was going to be a comedian and I was going to do this comedy show, the first shit out of his mouth was, he said, they ain't going to like you. I was like, everybody like me. I'm a popular nigga. I was popular in high school. I was popular in the street. And he just looked at me. He was like, no, they ain't going to fucking like you. They ain't going to like you at all. And they didn't. He was absolutely right. I literally tried to buy like affection. I literally, people don't understand, they made me mean. Because I used to buy affection. Anthony Mason was one of my best friends. We used to buy 30, 40 shots and just give them to comedians. And they would take my shot like, bitch, nigga. And then walk away like, damn, I want you to like me. I don't want this nigga to be right. I want y'all to like me. So them disliking me so much made me unlikable. Because I was like, well, fuck y'all. I'm tired of kissing y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But he told me all of that. But the main thing he taught me was to persevere, keep pushing. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's gonna come when it's supposed to. But never give up. That's basically what he taught. Him and Arsenio Hall, they both said the same.
Arsenio and Arsenio. It's funny because when you mentioned Martin Lawrence and Bernie Mac, you're kind of, to me, in that vein where, and I'm sure the people that know you, it's kind of like when talking to you, people are waiting on you to say something funny. Like it's almost like, come on, give me something, because I like your approach to comedy. It's just straight there, and it's like, to me, when you even though you're perfecting, and sometimes as a fan, we think it's easy, because you got your jokes down and you tell it, like the one you did, what white people, when you say they care about stuff they don't supposed to be caring about. like,
Right.
like,
Yeah, we don't have, because we got so much other shit to worry about. We don't have time to preoccupy ourselves with stupid shit.
yeah,
Like cancel culture is a bunch of people who have time. We ain't got time for
we
cancel
got time
culture.
we got
We
time
don't
for
have time to be watching what the fuck other people doing to try to stop them. Like, we too busy worried about our own bag. You know what I'm saying? To worry about
yeah,
it. But when you got your own bag, you ain't got, you got free
you got
time.
time for
But
that.
when you trying to get the bag, it's different.
Yeah, and like I said, I liked your I've always liked your comedy, but I could see where Bernie Mac was coming from with that. When you got somebody just naturally funny, then they're popular at the same time, is you're gonna have other people like, nah, it ain't his turn yet. It ain't his turn yet.
Well, yeah, it's not that it's not a turn. What I've learned
Mm-hmm.
in this business is and this sounds arrogant, but
Okay.
when people don't really have something they can kind of hold over you, they don't see your talent. Do that make sense?
Yeah,
Um,
because
it's
you're not
kind of like
beholden
how
to them.
right. It's kind of like how you'll have, even though Tupac was talking about dying first in rap, you'll have people that will dispute and say that Biggie's better because they didn't like the idea of Pac. They didn't like the bitches like Pac. They didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why LL Cool J couldn't rap about nothing. Everything he did, they was like, oh, he's so arrogant. All he talks about is himself. But Jay-Z really be talking about himself. He even
Correct.
went so far to say you can't afford his baby socks. But he could get away with that because people can say, well, if I get enough money, I can get a Beyonce. So he get niggas hope. So it's that whole dynamic of they have to be able to hold something on you. Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
Like
I get it. I get it.
like when I came back to comedy, I came back. I had a 3-year hiatus that people didn't even pay attention to. I would only do shows in LA from 2017 until last year.
Okay.
Didn't do no shows in Chicago. Didn't do shows anywhere.
Okay.
So when I came back visibly different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A few pounds heavier, hair, whatever. And that little bit of difference, I had to relearn how to do comedy. And thank God for Bill Bellamy because he was the one who put it in perspective because I was still trying to use the same energy and the same vibe as
Okay.
I was using before. He was like, nah, nigga, you can't do that no more because niggas looking at you different. When you was a skinny, frail, bald, drunk nigga, you know what I'm saying? They looked at you different than now what you transformed to. You sober, you put on some weight. So like I had to really learn how to be fucking funny again. And I think that's what renewed my love for it because it wasn't easy for me at all. You know what I'm saying? So it made me be like, nigga, I'm still funny. I don't give a damn what I look like. I'm still funny, but niggas would. I had niggas call me genuine and all kind of crazy shit. I'm like, really? That nigga light skin
I'm
and
about to
shit?
say,
But
genuine.
whatever, nigga. So,
Well, it's like you
yeah.
said. It's people who they got time to hate. Like when you're moving, you don't have time to be dogging somebody else out. Because you trying to do your own thing. So,
Right.
but I get what you're saying. Not hold, and the reason I get what you're saying because I I interviewed a R&B blues singer last week, and he told me, he said, "Hey man, when that door opened for you, he said you got to decide, are you going to do interviews with integrity and still protect the person you interview, or are you going to go the route where you're going to get messy?
Right.
You got to
But see,
choose."
all that shit is karma. That's why Wendy Williams fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
shows that shit, and you ruining people's lives, and now you got to deal with it. That's what people don't understand. The universe is gonna reciprocate whatever energy you put out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
had to learn that myself, and that's why I only try to put positive light out there now because yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Like, it's a real thing that um that karma's gonna come back. So when she got sick and all that stuff, like, you trying to fuck up Method Man house and all this crazy shit that you trying to do, like, it's gonna come back. It's definitely
Yeah,
gonna come
and that's
back.
why I always tell people, like, no, that's not what I do. I always let
Right.
people know that's not what I do. You know, I'm more trying to know the person behind the artistry, or sport, just depending on what genre you're in when I'm interviewing. I'm trying to get to know the person, not the comedian, because I can get to know the comedian when you're on stage. But
Right. Well,
I
that's
need,
why I
yeah,
let everybody see how fucked up I am now anyway. So it's no surprises later. See, I don't try to play the perfect game. I let everybody know I ain't shit or whatever it is that my standpoints and my viewpoints of, people know what they are already. So it'll be no shock. Like
mhm.
how they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle. There'll be no shock if I say anything about gay people because I've been saying it for years. It'll be no shock at the shit that I'm saying because you can go back and look at this footage and I'm gonna ask where was the same veracity, where was the same enthusiasm. Don't try to switch it up now that I get it back. Nope, I've been the same
I've
nigga
been
the
the
whole
same
time. So
way. You segue
that's why I
perfectly
let
to
all
my
my shit hang.
you segue perfectly to my next question, which is what comedians you think are genius? Not so much funny, but of course they got to be funny, but that you can tell the artistry of comedy that they do. Which comedians you feel are genius?
Genius comedy now
Yeah,
or
no, what whoever it could be now, back in the day,
okay, well,
whatever.
I'll say the people that's holding it down now.
Hmm.
Um, I Tony Roberts has always been cool.
Yeah.
JB Smooth, Todd Rex, like those were the people. Rest his soul, Tyler Craig.
Oh
Those
man,
were the
Tyler.
people who. Those were the people who I looked at as a younger comedian. I was like, I have to be that kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like I need to be that kind of funny. And so they're all geniuses in my eyes. You have the Joe Blunts, the T. Ray Sanders, um, Marshall Brandon, Double D is hilarious. Smokey from Alabama, Smokey from New York. Both of the Smokies are
Both of the
hilarious.
smoke, yeah,
So
smoke.
um, and that's what the discourse for me is in the
Hmm.
game right now
Hmm.
because people used to say, "Oh, what happened to you? Why didn't you make it, or whatever?" So of course they tried to use my behavior as the excuse. But
Hmm.
now I'm not the only nigga that y'all suppressing. So why are you not helping this funny nigga, or why are you not helping that funny nigga? So now they're being exposed for what they really are doing, which is handcuffing this game, and that's why we all suffering. Like you go to these comedy shows now, it's 1 or 2 out of 9 niggas that's even doing something, making any kind of noise up there anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that we just got to find that balance, that balance to everything because it's not a lot of genius comedy out here anymore. And I'm just like, don't kill the messenger, but a lot of this shit make my nose bleed when I hear it. I feel like I get dumb. I
And
can
see,
feel
and see,
dumb.
I like what you said because, and that's why I asked the question the way I did, is because a lot of people will, as you and you know this, will expect you to throw certain names out that you did not throw out. But the funny part is, you went toe to toe with Tyler Craig,
Yeah.
or Who Got Jokes. Y'all was going at
and
it.
and, and that's why I never say so with the who got jokes. If you notice, I never say that I beat Tyler. I never say that I beat Tyler, but I will say that I won the show
Right.
because I did not beat Tyler. But what happened? Tyler paced himself throughout the competition, whereas I did not. I was swinging every round. So when I got like literally outdid in the finals, the only
Mhm.
reason I still won is because people see my effort every week, and it was like they weren't gonna let me down. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he clearly had the better set at the final show. It was he clearly had the better show,
It,
and
it seemed
he
like at
that
times that you were trying not to laugh, but Tommy was making you laugh because you was making Tommy laugh.
yeah, it was like the finals, and Tommy, God rest his soul too,
Yeah.
because he became a very good friend of mine as well. That competition, I knew I was gonna lose because what had happened was the first year it was old Chicago versus New Atlanta. And George Woodburn won. The experience won.
Yeah, I remember that.
So the next year it was the flip. It was young Chicago versus old Atlanta. So I had already discounted myself. I didn't think I was going to win, honestly. I was just happy I got to the finals. And that you can kind of see that if you watch that final episode. I didn't even have anything to really talk about initially. You know, so I didn't expect to win. And if I had a loss, I wouldn't have minded losing to somebody who I looked up as much as I looked up to Tyler Craig. That was a huge blow, losing him comedically.
Oh yeah, man. Tyler, I used to love Tyler's setup when he come out, like he got the drink.
Yeah, it was a splash. Joke number one.
Yeah. and then after the joke, the moral of the story is, and then he would give, because nobody else was doing that. And I love originality. I love originality.
And now you see a lot of people do it, and the moral of the story is, I was like, God damn, boy.
I know where you go. Like, boy, y'all just take, like, don't nobody see you taking.
Yeah, no, it's stealing is a thing. Oh my God, it's definitely a thing. You try not to not to harp on it, but you can't. And what pisses me off is when people steal from me, and I talk to people who I'm confiding in about it. They always say the same shit, like, "Well, just write another joke." Well, motherfucker, if it was that simple, these people wouldn't be stealing all the shit that I'm coming up with. So, when do I run out of shit? Like, does that not happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, do people think that can never happen? Like, oh, Charles will never run out of jokes. Shit. I'm getting older, brain don't work the same.
Well, the thing is why should I have to write another joke when that was mine?
Right.
If that's my joke, that's to me, that's because you own it, right? Because that's your joke. That's like telling somebody to move. You come home one day, somebody already in your house. And, oh man, just go get another place to stay. Like, no.
But see, it'd be the logistics, right? It'd be the logistics behind the joke even that's fucking hilarious. Because like I'll say, like I had the joke about the big girl that made me cereal from scratch. And I was like, she baked a Fruit Loop, right?
Dude, that shit was funny as hell.
So I seen somebody do that joke. But they flipped it to a cinnamon toast crunch or some shit.
Still the same
and joke. I was like, bro, like, really? And they was like, well, see, you said Fruit Loop, bro. I say cinnamon toast crunch. It's two completely different cereals. Shawn, you can't talk about cereal. You can't say you claim cereal. And so I have to explain to people who steal jokes that if you say your shit in front of me and my shit don't work, it's too close. That's the simplest way that I could put it. That's the only way that I could put it that they understand. But they'll think that remixing or changing whatever, and then that's the favorite saying that the joke thief likes to say. Oh, there's nothing that's never been talked about. No, you're right. Like fat women have been talked about, but baking cereal has not been talked about. That's my angle. So yes, by saying that I did a joke about a fat woman, you're absolutely correct. I did not create jokes about fat women. However, I did say baking cereal from scratch, and nobody said that first. It's kind of like the phenomenon with Michael Jackson songs now. Like I did a joke about Thriller and how Thriller was really. I don't want to ruin the joke here, but I talk about how Thriller was proving that Michael Jackson was a realer nigga than he get credit for. And now everybody breaks down Michael Jackson songs. It's like, you have fucking 30, 40 years to do this. Thriller came out in 83.
Okay.
You have 40 years to do this shit. You had all the time in the world to beat me to the punch. And you wait till I do it. And you're like, you know what? Maybe I should start listening to him and breaking his song. That's stealing. That's fucking stealing. But
I think sometimes, and I go stealing a little bit deeper, and let me know if I'm wrong. I think if you telling that, like the joke you were talking about with the fat girl, because that man, I was dying laughing, because like you said, it was about the cereal, because people missed the other part of the joke. You was like, Oh, you a genius. You just read the ingredients in it. See, it's the whole setup, bro. It's the whole thing. See, it ain't just that, oh, she's a big girl. She can make the cereal from scratch. You was like, no, she made it just reading the ingredients off the
Right. And
cereal
where the
box.
fuck
So
did
y'all are
you
not
find
so,
riboflavin?
right. So I hate when when you stealing, like when you taking the material, like the subject matter, right?
Okay, you just froze up.
That oh, I froze up on you.
Uh-oh.
That I
Is
freeze up
that
on you.
me? Yeah, it froze.
Okay.
Okay, you back now.
Okay. No, I was just saying the subject matter. Like sometimes, excuse me, you people need to find comedians need to find their own subject matter. Like don't even
Right.
discuss the same subject matter I'm discussing, because to me that's you, like you said, you're trying to remix it. You're really trying to steal it, but you're scared that enough people have heard this particular material. So like you said, my thing is find another subject matter to talk about.
Well, see, I made myself easy to steal from, but not exactly. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you really follow comedy and you really follow the whole ordeal of comedy, you
Mm-hmm.
will see that um I talked about what I knew. And
Right.
that's why I stayed away from current events and shit like that. You never really see me talking about current stuff because I wanted those jokes to be stored. That was a strategy that I used. So people kind of started learning that lane because when I first started doing comedy, it was more right now shit, songs, parodies, different shit like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I started really talking about things that I knew. So that's what irritated me the most about a lot of joke thieves or whatever, and even being accused of being a joke thief myself by another comedian. I was like, what? Like, what have I stole? What can you really say I took from somebody? Well,
Right.
when you first started, you was a joke thief. I was like, okay, so my first show on television ever that wasn't Comic View
Uh-huh.
was the Big Black Comedy Show. And that's
Okay.
why I was talking about going down on women and eating vagina with glittery lotion and hitting blunts and it's twinkling and shining. I said, who the
Yeah.
fuck talk like that in
Right.
2002?
Right.
Who was doing that?
Right.
Who it? And of course, nobody can ever substantiate. They always can tear me down and say the shit or why they don't fuck with me, but they can't tell you why. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, you're
Yeah.
an arrogant son of a bitch. How? What? Show me footage of me saying how great I am, or how y'all ain't shit. Show me either.
Right.
You know how you is, cause you was, what, real? Because I don't play the Hollywood game.
That's what it
How
is.
dare you?
That's what it is, because you real.
Okay.
And that joke there was clever, because I never heard anybody take that joke where you took it, because then you said, well, who gonna pass the blunt around with the glitter?
Right. And see, that's what I'm saying. But then you had other people who had their variants of that joke. But then, that's what makes, like, I see 100 comedians, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They all got the fucking with older women joke, right?
Right.
So the older woman joke was a real phenomenon. I never say who the person is.
Right.
But when we did Comedy, the first time I ever did Comedy was in
Mm-hmm.
2001.
Mm-hmm.
And the makeup lady had a crush on me.
Okay.
So but I literally hung out with her. I'm 21. She was probably about 38 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the older chick joke came from because it was my experience kicking it with this lady. You know what I'm saying? We talking 2001, bro. There was no real cougar shit like that back then.
Yeah, but
So
see, but you took it in a different place than other people took it. Most people take it as, like you say, just a standard cougar joke, calling the person Mrs. So and so, this, that, and the other. You didn't take it there. You took it more when you said, well, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And she looking at you like, oh, don't try to play me like that. I've been down that road, but see, nobody took that way.
yeah, that like older women ain't gonna sit through bad dick. They just not gonna do it. They ain't got time. They don't have the time. So you see every show, I see 1,000 people with the older woman joke, and it's funny to me because it's like this is an actual person that y'all don't even know that you took from me. This is a real person. She's probably, if I'm 44, she's probably 60 something right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Easy. She's like on her AARP at the very least. So you're taking this, but you're taking my experience, and that's what makes it insulting. Because this is not a joke. This isn't something I sat down and said, no, this really happened. I really was walking in the streets of New Orleans, and her daughters was like 4 years younger than me. So if they didn't want to holler at a nigga, because they was fine like the mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we can't talk to you, this our daddy. And niggas was looking like, wait, what happened? This your daddy. And I'm just sitting there like,
it is what it is.
like, you look young as hell. You look amazing. Bitch, I am amazing. I'm only 23 years old. Got no goddamn kids.
We don't age. We don't age. You should have told them we don't age in my family. We just stay looking young.
But it was just ridiculous because they was looking confused, and they were confused because that wasn't a thing back then. It wasn't no such thing as a 40-year-old with a 20-year-old. Not publicly anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny about that type of experience? You ever notice nobody gets mad at the young person? They always mad at the older person. Like, that's a little boy. You know. Nobody says to the young person, hey man, what you doing, man? That lady,
a young bitch. Why you trying to kill that old lady?
Yeah. We looking at you. We looking at you like, what? Yeah, she tight. She tight. Well, oh, okay. Now your uncles them will probably look at you like, but do you know what to do with that? They don't tell you to leave her alone. They just want to know. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're doing?
That part.
What makes Shawn Morgan laugh? Like, where do you find your humor from?
Ooh, where do I find my humor? Honestly, I have the most offbeat sense of humor in the world. Like, my jokes aren't even funny to me. The shit that be funny to me isn't funny to most people. So, so that's always been my struggle, because I struggle to tell different jokes that I think would be funny because they funny to me and my brother. We're the exact same when it comes to that. Okay. So, like, the movie Gummo. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I haven't seen that.
It's a comedic rite of passage for me, because if you're a comedian and you want to work with me, or you want to be my friend, or you want to whatever, that's the movie that I tell you to watch. And I watch it with you to see your reaction.
Okay.
And if you get it, then I fuck with you. Okay. But if you don't, I don't think that your brain it's not in tune with mine. So I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't work.
I get what you say. I get what you say.
So like Gummo is a movie. Did you see the movie Kids by chance in the 90s?
Kids?
Yeah. It's about these badass white kids in New York. Like, they had no parents, and they was all like they were white niggas, basically. And so if you've never seen Kids, you gotta watch Kids too.
Okay. But Kids, I'm gonna look that up.
Kids and Gummo, Gummo, were written and directed by the same person. So if you've seen Belly, right?
I seen Belly.
And when they walked in DMX house, and they was like, the two kids was on the TV like, this shitty ass rap, it stinks. It smell like pussy. That's a real movie.
Okay.
And the name of that movie is Gummo. And it's an hour and a half of such said shit. Insane. And I've watched that movie probably 60 times. And it's the movie that keeps giving. It just keeps giving. It's always some shit that I never noticed before, even if I've seen it 100 times. So that's why I love The Simpsons coming up. That's why I love Family Guy. I'm still a very big South Park fan. They're fucking amazing at their thought process. You know what I'm saying? So
did you like a movie like Bebe then?
What, Bebe's Kids?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was funny. Yeah, but that's not my thing. But it was funny. Like,
I'm kind of getting the theme from what you're telling me. It's like some of it, not all of it, and I'm not saying that's where you go, but I'm just like the Simpsons. What did you say? What was the other one?
Yeah, I love South Park, Simpsons, Family Guy.
Because
Like
it's kind of
example,
it's kind of cartoons, but it's almost like the kids that's in the cartoons are done there grown. Like,
right? Well, yeah, I see where you go up, but it's not just that. It's like
mhm,
example. Me and my brother, we was laughing at this the other day
uh-huh.
because my brother's smoke whatever, and so he was high as hell. He said some high shit to me, and I said, dude, the funniest shit ever to me from anybody ever being high was on The Simpsons. And that's when Homer and the bus driver got high together. And the bus driver was like, whoa. And he looked at his hand, and Homer was like, what? I mean, what's going on? And he looked at his hand and he was like, man, they call them fingers, but I never see them finger. And I was like, man, who the fuck? Who thought of that shit?
Yeah, you got to be
But it was
high. You got to be
man,
high.
it was
Yeah.
hysterical. Because in it, I was like, damn, ringers, everything with an ingers, do whatever it says that it is.
But
So
he
why
don't
the
never.
fuck a fingers?
But he
Fingers.
don't never see
Yeah,
him fing. He don't never see. Him.
man, you
Yeah,
never
that.
seen a
Yeah,
finger.
yeah. You high. Yeah, you. Cause you gotta sit there and actually. I mean, look at your hand, and then you're wondering that
Right.
like that's not a sober wonder. That's you got to be in
No,
another
it was
space.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's
Hilarious.
the space. What do you feel about some of this comedian beef that goes around? Far as my thing is okay. I'm not talking about what you were talking about earlier. Far as if someone steals a joke or something, because you have every right to be upset. I'm talking about where, like, if Sean Morgan is doing his thing, he's doing well. Sean Morgan comes out with a TV show. All of a sudden, now everybody want to come out and say, "Oh, he ain't that funny. Why he got a
Right.
show? Why he got a show? Why he got a movie or whatever?"
Well, funny is relative.
Right.
But so the comedy beef and shit. It's I just hope it don't turn into rap because
Gotcha.
there are real comedians out here. There are
Mm-hmm.
really like I grew up 8125 South Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy. My brother was killed when he was 14. I was 15. I lost
Wow.
4 out of 6 of my best friends before he was 21. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So I
Yeah.
lived a real life, and it's people that's lived real lives or that do real shit or done real shit.
Mm-hmm.
So with the comedians, I think comedians and crowds also take for granted that most comedians were class clowns, maybe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really just another lane or another hustle for some cats. You feel
Right.
me?
Yeah.
So like I've had people come at me with beefs and shit like that, and I have to really pull them to the side and be like, listen, I'm harmless. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's some niggas in my family and in my circle that will fuck you up, bro, because they're depending on me to you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
on so that they be better.
Right.
So like, even it was a situation where a guy didn't want to pay me and whatever, and I'm like, dude, like this is so weak because hey, if I was a bitch, if I had a vagina, you would have found my money. You
Right.
understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so now you making all these excuses, but you taking motherfuckers on dates and you doing the shit that you want to do. So I want to take motherfuckers on dates too, and I can't do that if you're shorting me my fucking money. And I
Right.
said a lot of y'all take advantage of the fact that it's not enough money for a nigga to really come see you, or it's not enough money for a nigga like me to really come out of hiding and sock you in the fucking face.
Right.
So now I have to keep hiding behind this comedic persona, mad as fuck at you, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't really do nothing. My hands are tied because I already know if you become the comedian that's running around beating up promoters, who's booking you? Because now if they come up short, they're like, shit, he actually socks niggas for coming up short.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So it puts people in a bad place. comedian to comedian beef, most of it is hatred. But a lot of it is, it be niggas that was in the trenches with each other, and they say they're gonna look out, but they're not looking out. You know what I mean? And the scare money don't make none, and we're all suffering because of it. Because if you go to these comedy shows, they're not really that funny, but they're the niggas that can sell the tickets. But they the niggas that can sell the tickets because niggas that can sell tickets give other niggas that can sell tickets that won't fuck with their vibe. So a person like me, they ain't trying to come up there. I'm the nigga that ain't got no followers. So that means I gotta go up before you. Who the fuck gonna do that? So that's where a lot of the beef comes from.
Because if you go crush it, Now I gotta come behind. Yeah, now I got to. Now if I'm the star comedian, now I got to work now.
I've been going last for 15 years. You understand? So I'm used to, and when we started, we used to have to do an hour, 45 minutes at least on stage. So now these motherfuckers are so terrible that they're not asking more than 25 minutes from them because they know it's gonna tank if they got to do any bit longer than that. Do you understand? Yeah. And of course it's the attention span. The fuck out of here. I just did an hour and 20 minutes not long ago, and they laughed the entire time. So you can't tell me it's attention span. You just ain't got the fucking joke.
Right. I'm gonna say your job is to hold their attention. That's what you're up there for. So if you can't hold their attention, then it's you.
Me and Cookie Hole, from Detroit, we did 3 hours by our motherfuckers.
Wow.
Just us, because one of the comedians canceled. And it was no other comedian. So it was me and her. And we ain't wanted to come up short. So we both end up doing, I did about an hour. Cookie did about 2 by herself. And I'm not exaggerating, that murdered their head. But these little niggas can't do that now. They can't do that. And the people that can, they ain't doing no skits with us, or they don't want nobody to know the fuck we even exist. Right. You know what I mean? But you can't suppress certain things. I started my Instagram in 2013. Fact. I had 1,800 followers up until April of last year. Right? 1,800. And since then, because comedy is so different, right? My shit to jump to 6,100, and just this last year from doing show to show, and people like, oh shit, it's finally somebody funny, and I asked them to follow, but if I ain't shit, they're not gonna follow me regardless.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? I could say, please follow me all day, but if they thoroughly enjoy my performance, they're not gonna do that. Correct. But the reason that they do that is because. And the reason that I'm growing organically and not because of a niche or whatever is because I'm putting in the work, and you can tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like somebody told me, man. And I'll close with this and tell you is that, man, when God opened that door for you, far as whatever the lane that He's got for you, whatever that's going to be for you, right? Ain't nobody going to be able to block it, man, because you're a very talented guy. You're a very funny guy. I like even going back looking at you on Who Got Jokes or Comic View, you just felt at home, on stage, right? And you got the wisdom that a genius and a funny guy like a Bernie Mac gave you. If you just keep staying with that and riding with that, man, that door is gonna open, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it to you like this. I said this in DC, and I did it to be controversial on purpose. In DC on the radio, I said that the fact that Dave Chappelle is in the talks of GOAT right now shows you the dire sense of emergency that comedy is in. Because if you see him, he's not even trying anymore because he knows there's nobody out here that's competing with him. He literally has conversations with funny moments. That's not even a bit no more. Like he goes up there and he says, well, I ate chicken. And as I'm eating chicken, I said, huh, chicken. And people laugh. And he's like, no, really, it's fucking delicious chicken. It's a conversation. He's not even doing bits anymore. He's that comfortable. Like, there's no one fucking with me that I can literally put this shit out and be called the GOAT.
Yeah.
So it just shows you how fucked up comedy is right now. Like, honestly.
Do you think that is because some people feel like if they're not at the level of Dave Chappelle, far as in popularity, money, whatever, that they're scared to give their comedy with the rawness that they're gonna get off certain subjects because they don't want to offend anybody, they don't want to, and so then they just,
No, I mean, I'll say this. The reason that in my eyes Eddie Murphy is the GOAT, even over Richard Pryor, is because he understood who he was and he bought other GOATs. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one has done that since him. There's nobody who bought out a person that could possibly compete with him. You got to remember, he bought out the Chris Rocks, Martin Lawrence. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't bring out no slouches.
You right.
Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? So all of these people, like David Allen Greer, is an amazing comedic actor.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
That dude's a genius,
bruh. And what did he do? I'm gonna put Martin, David Allen Greer against me in Boomerang. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these other niggas is not doing that. They so scared and secure and comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? They're so comfortable that they don't want a person to rock the boat. And like I said, it was different with me. People was like, oh, it's your attitude. That's why you didn't get to this level. Okay, so what can you say about Wildcat? He's not a bad dude. What can you say about Double D? He's not a bad dude. Y'all know who the fuck these people are. So if it's me because I'm the asshole, then why you not helping Howie Bell? Why you not helping these other niggas that's out here that's murdering these stages? So now you can't hide behind the cloak of me being an asshole because now you're not helping other motherfuckers that we know you know.
You said something, man, just now, man, and I'm gonna use that as my trailer. I never thought about it. I don't think a lot of people have thought about what you just said. They'll say Eddie discovered this person, that, but the way you formed that is correct. The man was so secure in who he is, as far as Eddie Murphy. We're talking about Eddie Murphy. That, like you said, hey, Chris Rock, come on, rock with me. I'm gonna give you this small part and what I'm doing, but it's gonna propel you. You do your thing. Same thing with Chappelle. Same thing with Martin. Like you said, like he was to the fact that even when he did Harlem Nights, he had some other but he was secure in who he was, that he wasn't worried about anybody taking shine off him.
Exactly.
And you're right. We haven't had that. And you're correct, because other cats, you like, okay, you got some funny. Why you ain't got so and so? Why you ain't got so? Like you said, it should be a ladder, a continuous ladder pulling everybody up. I tell people they print money every day. It's enough of it. Trust me.
Yeah, see. This is the thing, right? You have two types of comedians, and I tell people this all the time. You have the comedians such as myself. I'm not competitive. However, I know that I want to keep up. So the funnier that my surroundings are, the funnier I'm going to be, because I'm going to elevate myself to that. But most people, you got the give them the light comedian, or you got the comedian like me who loves to see people rip in front of them. I love to see that shit. You know what I mean? So the give them the light comedian, they're unfortunately the majority. You know what I mean? Somebody go up killing in front of them. Hey man, get this nigga light, bro. Goddamn, how much time y'all gonna let this nigga do? They be back there losing their fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Me, I be like, and this niggas that I hate following, bro. Like Hot Sauce, that nigga is a monster on stage, bro. But if I gotta follow him, I gotta follow him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if I don't have my best show ever behind this nigga, I'm gonna make it a point to not drown in his shit. Do you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's a win for me. If this nigga go up there murdering with the shit that he do, and I can go up there in my persona and my slow speaking and I can still bring him back into my cipher, then I still feel good about that. You know what I mean? But it's people I hate following, bro. It's some monsters out here. But you got to do it. But Hot Sauce is a prime example. You can't say shit bad about him. He's one of the most coolest, humblest niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what is your excuse for not putting him on more shit? If it's me because I'm an asshole, what are you going to keep saying about all this shit? Like, people get mad at what I say about Lil Duval. I love Lil Duval. Me and him used to be friends at some point in life. He put Kool-Aid on. Kool-Aid was literally dying. Mm-hmm. We've all known each other 20 years. Why would you wait until that intricate part? I mean, I get it, and I commend him for letting his last time here be touring and whatever. But that shit was a long time coming. You understand? Kool-Aid was a monster. Tyler Craig, monster.
Yeah, man.
You can't say they assholes. So what is it? You can use me as that, but what are you gonna say about these other people?
Well, but you know what the crazy part, and I close with this. What people don't understand. I don't necessarily. This is what people don't understand about work. I'm just talking about work in any facet. If you ever held a job before, you don't have to like the person that you're working with. You're just trying to get the job done. So if I'm trying to do some comedic and it's gonna be funny, and let's say you and I have a beef as far as like we just don't get along, or I ain't like what Shawn said. I didn't like, but I know you can deliver on what I'm trying to do with this comedic project. There's no need to take you off. I don't have to like you to get the work done. And so, like you said, people got to start understanding that this dude is funny. He gonna be perfect for this here. I may not like Shawn, but Shawn gonna give me what I need on this project. Shawn, I don't like Shawn. Shawn don't like me. It don't matter. He want this bread. He want this opportunity. He can deliver. Let's make it happen. And guess what? After we make the money, guess what? We ain't even got to talk to each other after.
Right. No, I've seen that on big levels. You know what I mean? I've seen it on levels. I'm not gonna really throw out who I got you. But I filmed the movie, and none of them niggas liked each other. They stood in different areas, and like they even had words, and then they would be squinting, and they'd be like, "Action!" They whole shit switch. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that. I've seen it, and you're absolutely right. It's. I never understood that phenomenon of if it worked, it worked. You know, I've had people that I'm not particularly fond of who I still work with, people who are not necessarily fond of me. But the shit that I don't like is I had a conversation with a comedian, and they was like, "Well, Shawn, you kind of was a little hard to work with or whatever." I was like, "Where? Tell me one producer on one set of anything I've ever filmed that they got any complaints about my behavior or anything that I did." So no, don't lie on me. You understand what I'm saying? You don't like me. That don't mean that the industry don't like me.
Right.
So, and it got to the point where I was talking to a young comedian, and they was like, "Well, you know, I took responsibility, and I drank, and I did this, and I may have had people look at me a certain type of way." And I was like, "Yo, don't let these goofy fucking people creep into your head and make you feel like you're doing something any different than they did." Because to sit up here and say, "Oh, Shawn, you're arrogant," like I created this shit. Like I'm the first one. I'm the only one. Everybody else is cool in comedy is bullshit. And I'm not going to let you mind fuck me into thinking otherwise, that the reason everybody else got on was because they was eating humble pie. Here I come with my bullshit.
No.
So I'm not going to even let you make me believe in no goofy shit like that, because that means that you're winning. So I don't give a fuck. I know people that ask for green M&Ms and bowls, nigga. So if I'm not that type of bad, then don't sit up here and tell me, and they own. So don't tell me they ain't give you no
and you keep working with, and they keep working with them because evidently they delivering whatever that you want. I'm talking about the other people. So you can always work with people that you don't get along with. You can always work with people who you don't get along with. It's just a matter of do you have the insight to say, I mean, and I'm sure you have too. I've heard different stories with different people where they're talking about, I remember, Dennis Rodman did an interview and he talked about being at a restaurant. He walked in with his group. Michael Jordan walked in with his group. Scottie Pippen walked in with his group. Like those three guys weren't together. They all walked. They're in the same restaurant. Three different tables.
They all work. Right. They all work. Fuck you.
Yeah.
see you practice.
Thank you. But when we get on the court, let's go do what we got to do for this common goal. And I think that the comedians should, like you said, put the differences aside and say, hey, man, let's get together. Let's make this what, because guess what? If I know Shawn Morgan is funny and I know this other guy, let's say I feel like another comedian is more funny than Shawn. And they're out there like, okay, well, they're going to cost too much. Watch it. They're going to cost too much. I can come over here and get the funny for Shawn, but because Shawn ain't out there yet, it's going to cost me less, but I'm going to put him on, right? Because he's going to give me what this other dude, he want all this money because he feel like he this, that, and the other. So when are they going to start realizing after you give that opportunity, then it's up to Shawn to continue to, create, move it forward. But like you said, the the people that are scared to deal with you or other, comedians that we, the fan base, find funny. See, that's the crazy thing that people are not understanding. It's us, the fans, that will tell you if we rocking with a comedian or not the producers of the show. You know what I'm saying? Not the booking of the show. Because the basis to see how good you are is what? If when you stand on stage, do we laugh? If we laugh, then we want to see Shawn Morgan or whomever again. Now, don't keep booking the guy that ain't funny.
Unfortunately, that's not.
I know that's not how it works.
Right now, especially right now. Because the people, and don't think that it don't happen because it just happened, not just to me, but Damon Williams, it just happened to him recently. Where if these people know who the fuck we are, do you understand what I'm saying? It's not like they don't know who we are. The general public may not know, but comedian, if you own anything, you know who we are. You know who certain people are. You know what I'm saying? And they will block that shit. I've been vetoed more than a couple of times. Like when First Amendment first came out, Martin Lawrence show, I wasn't booked to be on the show. And then I was hired to do warm-ups. And it went from warm-ups to a spot on the show to completely being vetoed off the show because somebody went to the producers and was like, well, if he's doing the warm-ups, how the fuck are we supposed to do this in between him? And it's like, nigga, you worried about the wrong shit, bro. You know, understand what I'm saying? But that's what I mean by it's two different types of comedians. Me, I see other people elevate. It's going to make me elevate. It's going to make me want to perform better. Not be afraid, not to suppress you, not to let people know. Like Just Niche, Erica Clark, different people. When there was opportunities that I could help people, I did that. You know what I'm saying? When they be doing Heart of the City and all that shit, me and Joy been knowing each other 7,000 years. So if I can help you or put you in position to do different things, then I'll do it. And I've even had people deny that I've done it. You know what I mean? That I've handpicked specifically and like, oh, this nigga's funny. And then they get a little bit further than me and was like, oh, he never did that. Think the fuck? Are you serious?
Wow.
But that's how they are. These people know who people are. It's people who've walked up to me and was like, dude, you're a comedic genius. And they own. And they don't even talk to me. But I understand why. Because if you notice, niggas that started in a certain type of clique and one of them pop, they leave that group. And they have to. Because if they see you hanging out with these people, they're going to wonder why you're not doing shit for them. So the easiest way to not answer that question is to not have these fucking people around you to where you have to answer that question. Gotcha. Now nobody's asking where the fuck is this comedian and why ain't y'all doing this? Because you're not even fucking around me anymore. Bye.
Gotcha. Man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man, and blessing us with some wisdom. I told you, man, interruption gets interrupted. It always goes where you take it, man. But I want to make sure I bring you back on the show at a later date, man, based on your schedule and everything, and chop it up some more, with you.
Yeah, this is the best 2 days to get me. Shit, we finna have a whole. We earning our nickname Siberia in this bitch. I just had to get all kind of salt and make sure it's gas for the snowblower because I'm too old for this shit.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
too old
no,
for that.
no, no,
That's
no, no,
that's
no.
that's old
That's why I don't live up north, bro. I have to make all I have to make all my money in the summertime because you're not gonna see me. See, that's a good thing about living in the ATL, man. Yeah, it'll snow whenever it snow, but trust me, tomorrow it's gone.
yeah. But see, I'm not gonna go there, but it's a bad thing about Atlanta. That's why I moved, goddamn, because you trip and fall, you better land on your back, goddamn. They can be scared to land on their stomach out that motherfucker.
Hey,
Ooh, shit.
hey. I'm not really actually in Atlanta. You just gotta say Atlanta because if I say where I live, where that at? You know, so you gotta
Right,
just
nah, I
say
know.
you just gotta say Atlanta. No, I try not to slip and fall, man, unless I'm at home. So
Yeah, you're gonna fall on your ass. So you can look around like, hey.
but you stupid. I remember back in the day they used to say that about San Francisco. But
Yeah, nah. Even San Francisco be like, nah, Atlanta gay, bro. Like niggas in San Francisco be like, nah,
hey
Atlanta too
man,
gay for me.
hey, that's bad. That's bad considering I'm 50. So you talking about? I remember back when it was San Francisco, and like you said,
Yeah,
San
I remember
Francisco,
too.
and you said San Francisco, like nah, bro, nah, man, Atlanta got that. So
Yeah, nah, we go to Oakland, we go to Sacramento, but yeah, even San Francisco niggas don't go to Atlanta. They be like, oh no, yeah.
I
Insane.
appreciate, I appreciate you blessing us with your present, man. Make sure you stay safe and stay blessed, man. I'll be reaching out to you later, man, to bring you back.
Absolutely.
Peace out.